Hey guys, welcome to lecture 13. This lecture will be just a quick lecture on array input and output, so how to save arrays and how to open them beyond just an IPython notebook. So we'll start off by importing NumPy as NP. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Let's just create a quick array. We'll just say np.arrange, just make it 5 points. Take a look at what that looks like. So we have our array of 0 through 4, 5 points. If we wanted to save this array, all we gotta do is call np.save, and we can save it as my array, and then choose which array you want to save. So the actual object was ARR. And so now that's saved as an array. To show that it saved this actual array, let's go ahead and make another array with the same name. And we'll have it be 10 points long and show you what that looks like. So now if I call ARR, it shows a 10-point array of 0 through 9. Let's make sure that we did actually save my original array, which was 0 through 4. And if we wanted to load that, we just use np.load, and we call that file. Now in order to get the actual file, you have to use the NumPy extension, which is .npy. So this was the name of the file, and then if you want to actually load it, you gotta call the extension as well. So let's see if that works. Yep, and it did. Here's our original array that we had saved. You can also save multiple arrays. So for instance, let's say array1 is equal to np.load myArray.npy. And then we'll see what that looks like. And then let's set array2 equal to that 10-point array. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So now I have two arrays. If I wanted to save both of them, I can. I can save them in a zip file. We're going to use save again, but this time save with a Z, saves. So it's going to save it as a zip file. You're going to name that zip file. So we'll call this zip array, and the file extension you're going to use here is npz. And then you're going to choose which arrays to save with it. So we can call our first one, we'll just say it's x, and that will be the first array, and we'll have the second one called y, and that will be array2. So let's go ahead and see if that worked. Yep, it did. If I wanted to load multiple arrays, I can just do that using the load function. So let's go ahead and let's call it an archive of arrays. And then I'm going to load that zip file I just saved. So it's going to be zip array.npz. Let's see if this works. So it did. So let's say I wanted to look at that first array. Since I saved it as x, I can just call it archive array. Just call x here. And there's my first array. And then similarly, I can call my y, and I should get the second one, and I do. So that worked out well. And then one last thing, you can also save and load text files in case you don't want to save it as an array. So let's just make an array. Actually, let's make a matrix using the array function. So we'll just have it be a 2 by 3. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's just take a look at what that looks like now. Cool, we have a 2 by 3. And if we want to save it as a .txt file, a text file, we can say save txt. And then we'll give it a name. We'll just say my text array .txt, since it's going to be a text file. We'll choose the array or the matrix we're going to save it as. And then if we wanted to save it as a text file, we can signify a delimiter. So what the delimiter is, it's just basically what's separating each value. So in your text file, when you see it, you're going to see that it's just a bunch of numbers and they're all separated by a symbol, or such as a comma. So in this case, we'll signify that the delimiter is a comma, just like a comma separated variable file or .csv. Let's go ahead and do that, see if it works. Yep, cool. And now let's just take a look at what we saved. So if we wanted to load a text file, you can just say load np.load text. And let's load my text array .text. And then I'll signify that my delimiter, the symbol that's separating each individual value, was just a comma. And then let's see what that looks like. So it says error, NumPy doesn't have a load txt text. Sorry about that. So it's load txt, not load text. So let's try that again. So we have a txt file. It should just be load txt. My apologies for that. And there we go. Now it worked. And these periods here, these dots, is just to signify that it's a floating number. It's not an actual delimiter. All right, cool. So just a quick overview. We learned how to load and save arrays either as special NumPy file formats .npy or multiple arrays as .npz, or we can also load and save them as text files .txts. And we'll learn more about loading in other formats in future lectures, such as Excel files. All right, I'll see you at the next lecture.